Hey everyone, Carolina Venom here. Today I'm giving my final review and thoughts of the Huawei Tribute. This is an AT&T phone on their Go Phone service that I'm currently using on Cricket. And this phone is exclusive to Walmart, and there's not much information about it still. And so I'm going to give you what I think about the phone and run some more benchmark tests after it's been used a while and pretty much loaded down with apps and all that stuff and everything. And I will go through some of the specs as I go into the phone review. So we'll go ahead and get started. This is a really nice device. This device is $70 off contract. I paid $40 for it on Black Friday, so $70 is not a major jump, and I think it's well worth the money for what you're getting. Of course, you cannot compare this phone to a high-end flagship Nexus 6, nothing like that. This is a small phone that is cheap, it's low end, and it functions very well for what you give for the phone. Of course, you can't ever buy a phone for $70 and expect the quality of an S5 or something like that, because you won't find it. But I think for the price of this phone, it's excellent. It's got a 2,000 milliamp hour battery, and I gotta say the battery does get me through a full day of moderate usage. Of course, if you are a power user, you won't get a full day. You might get half a day, but the battery is decent for moderate usage. The camera is 5 megapixel with an LED flash, and it is pretty decent. It's not bad. It's not the best, not the worst. Also records in 720p HD. It's got a 2 megapixel front-facing camera, which is pretty nice for a cell phone of this price range. And it also records in 720 as well. This phone has a 1.2 gigahertz quad-core processor with 1 gigabyte of RAM with 4 gigs of built-in storage with 1.62 gigs available to user, and you can add up to a 32 gigabyte micro SD card. The phone still works pretty flawlessly. Let's reset the time here. This app will not reset the clock, and it still runs very smooth. It does have the occasional Android lag that you see on most Android phones. And of course, when you first power it up, it does have some lag to it because, it is pretty well used up as far as internal storage. When I go into settings here, go into storage, you'll see here 1.62 gigs available. Total space for user, and only 184 megabytes available space remaining. So I pretty much use this thing up with a lot of apps and games, stuff like that. Of course, I got a lot of pretty good sized games on this phone, and you can move apps to an SD card. Of course, the whole app does not move to the SD card, but the majority of it does, so it does give you some more room. I will go ahead right now. As you see here, it's very smooth. It's just excellent. I've really not had a phone this cheap that works this good. It's just a very well functioning, reliable phone that has really never let me down. It does have a couple of little issues that I will discuss here in a few minutes. Every phone has problems, so I will address them here in a few minutes. Right now, I am going to run another benchmark test, and I'm hoping that this one here has not reset itself. And we'll see what kind of score it came in after it has been running for this long. And it's probably going to... No, I don't want to update right now. Yeah, 18,322, which is a very respectable speed for this device. That's about what it ran, I believe, last time I ran it when I first got it. So still holding its own. When you go to it, it shows, of course, all your CPU and multitask and everything. And the numbers are pretty nice for what it is. The screen is nice as well. It's not the best screen in the world, but of course, myself personally, I'm not crazy about HD displays because, of course, the better display, the sharper it is, more battery life it uses. So this screen here is perfectly clear to me, no problems, nothing like that. When you go in here and look at the performance, As soon as it loads up here, you'll see general performance is actually high performance, surpasses 60% of other devices. Game performance is 50%, and battery performance is also 50%. I also want to go in here, and I'm going to go ahead and clear everything out of the phone, all the stuff, and we'll go in here to the quadrant, and I will run another quadrant test just to kind of show you what it's running as well. Call quality on this phone is also good. It does have a slight muffle to it, but it's nothing major. You know, pretty good. Speakerphone quality is also pretty good as well. I hooked up my Jabra Bluetooth headset to it. Also functions very well, very clear, with no issues. People say they actually hear me better on the Bluetooth than the phone itself. They say that I sound a little bit quieter when I'm on the phone than on a Bluetooth. So, you know, my calls coming in are clear, but the calls going out does not seem to be as good, you know, as if it's on a Bluetooth or on a good Bluetooth. So just to finish up here, and this came in at 8,527, which is a very respectable speed for a phone like this. CPU is 32,808. Really a nice phone. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tell you some of the negatives of the phone. I can sit here and tell you all about the phone, but really, honestly, the phone works great. It's just a nice basic phone. I mean, it's a no-frills phone. You know, it's low end. The screen is not HD, but it is clear. It's just a nice phone. It does everything and does everything well. Of course, you can get a bad phone in anything. You can buy two Galaxy S5s. One will be a bunch of junk. One will work flawlessly. So I mean, you know, it's just like anything else. You know, you can get a defective product in anything. But this phone right here has been very good, and I have really enjoyed using it. So, what did I say I was going to do? Oh yeah, some of the negatives. I have had 3 or 4 restarts with this phone. I think it was 3. But still, you know, 3 restarts in over a month. You know, so that's a little aggravating whenever the phone powers off by itself and powers back on. But, you know, like I say, it is low end. It is $70 off contract. Another gripe that I have, which is my biggest gripe, is the internal storage. 1 gigabyte of RAM, just don't cut it. And especially 4 gigs of built-in storage with only 1.6 gigs of user storage. That's mainly my biggest gripe. But like I say, the phone's $70. You can't expect to have all this memory and everything else. But my gripes with the phone, like I said, is the memory. You know, 1.6 gigs, you can use that up in no time. You're playing games, downloading games, you know, just stuff built up on the phone. You know, it don't take long to max the phone out in storage. But other than that, the texting, yeah, if you are a very speed texter and text very fast, then this phone right here does have a little bit of a hard time keeping up, but it does have good auto correction, which is also a major plus. And everything. But other than that, I can't say nothing bad about the phone. The phone works good. I mean, it does everything you want it to do when you want it to do it, and there's really no issue. It's a simple, no frills, low end device for $70 on AT&T that you can also use on Cricket if you wish. And so yeah, I mean, that's about all I can say about this phone. It's quick. It does everything well. So anyway, that's just my final review of this Huawei Tribute. Definitely recommended. So that's all I got to say about it. Any questions or comments about this phone, please feel free to ask me. I'll do my best to answer them for you. Subscribe to my channel. I sure would appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. talk to y'all later.